First blood.
Hello. How are you guys doing today? Give me one second here. I'm doing pretty good. Decently proud of myself for hypnotizing one of my partners earlier, lol. Very good. The only plans I had fell through, so I just played Minecraft all day. I don't know whether to say sorry or nice. Okay, for some reason my remote control thingy for Streamlabs isn't working. But that's okay. Yeah, no, I had a great chill Minecraft day, finished the castle. Ooh, you gotta send pictures. Yes, Thug, she's quite susceptible to hypnosis, so I gave her a trigger while I had her under. Ooh. She feels really warm, snuggly, and happy whenever I call her a good girl. Okay. Slay. Also, I am trying multi-stream this time. So if the stream is like laggy at all, just let me know. So I don't fuck it up. Ooh, wait, oh. Is the model? No, the model's fine. Okay. I think we have enough wood to start building a house. So I'll send pictures of the castle right now, but it's a lot. I don't think I can get a full tour. That's okay. That's okay. She enjoys the plant woman just like I do. Snapping our fingers and congrats. Okay. See, I need to turn all of this into planks. Just like that. Actually, first, I need to level out an area. That's what I really need to do. My cat just ran towards something really aggressively on the floor. What is it? Get it. Get it. Whatever it is, get it. Okay, both of the cats are like freaking out towards it. Whatever it is. What is it? Okay, I guess they're just gonna ignore it because I acknowledged them. That's okay. Stars, I'm so gay. Aren't we all? Aren't we all on the inside, truly? Ugh, freaking loam, dude. Get out. Most annoying thing ever. I think we can just level this out, right? Or I might build closer up here. Actually. Yeah, maybe right here. Well, we got a diamond shovel, so we can certainly get a lot of this. Sent pics in the Discord. Alrighty. Gonna work on finishing the inside tomorrow. Nice. Are you gonna use the modded furniture, or are you just gonna use the vanilla? Nice. Which one are you gonna use? I don't know. I feel like you'd use the Necrolord one. I don't know why. I feel like you would use that one. What is that? A peanut? I don't know how much of this I really want to cut down. Well, I guess I could have just done it up here. I've already worked on the kitchen and the foyer. Whatever looks good. Nice. When I get my laptop back, I can hardly wait to play more V Rising. They just released a major update. I got that on my front page on Steam, and it looks interesting. Like, I think I would probably play it. Alright, let's see these pictures. Ooh. Wait, that looks really nice. Okay. Let's see, what is it? 2 blocks? 1. No, it's 3 blocks. Damn. I'm also gonna use it to write a hypnosis script for my partner. I have no idea how hypnosis works. Like, I've never been able to get hypnotized. Oh, I thought those were eyes looking at me, dude. Like, the most anyone's ever been able to do is make me forget half of my name, but I remembered it pretty quickly. I guess I need a pickaxe. I'm gonna be digging down 3 blocks. Deposit this. Give me that. Two, 3. I'm just gonna dig out. Yep. There's different inductions, all of which are used to induce a trance for the enjoyment of the inductee. They function around repetitive noise and effectively controlling how your brain fogs over. Oh, wait, it's not 3 blocks, it's just 2. Oh well. It's gonna get filled in anyways. But I'm only gonna be terraforming up to about there. Right here. Oh yeah, that's like perfectly aligned. Stream's lagging. Okay, if it gets really bad, I'm just gonna restart it to only stream on Twitch. In the state, you're more open to suggestions, yes, but hypnosis will never make you do anything you don't already want to do. While the fakers on TV making people do shit is fake. Is that what you're saying? They're all faking it. It's alright, you're only really buffering here and there? Okay. I have the stream open on YouTube right now, so but I don't have it open on Kick, so I have no idea what it looks like over there. So, if anyone's over on Kick, let me know. So for some people, they choose to set triggers that do different things and take effect once the inductee is up, but it will never be anything they don't already want to do. Yes, because they don't work like that. Okay. So when my friend got hypnotized to walk around like a chicken, they wanted to do that. Because that genuinely had me fucking cracking up when I saw that. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life. Yes. I'm gonna remember that now. I'm gonna bring it up. Bring it up to her the next time I talk to her. You love voices? I know you do, Andrew. We all do. Okay, this diamond shovel is absolutely shredding this shit. I mean, the voices in my head. You sure it's not other voices? Are you sure? You positive? Joking, but yes, some voices are like, hell yeah, this motherfucker knows what they're doing. Like Anthony. I feel like he doesn't know that he does it sometimes, though. Like, it's just, like, something he's not totally conscious about doing. You know what I mean? See, I just feel like a swarm of sentient insects. Or that. Some people just have nice voices. That's true. A swarm? I really feel like 6'4", that's a colony. I'll need to fill that in with dirt. Which we are going to have plenty of. No doubt. Dude, it looks like eyes. I don't like that. I don't have any torches on me. Okay. Well, we need to go down one more layer, so I'll just wait until I have to do that. I've been told my voice is really nice, but I have yet to fully believe that, lol. True, to be honest. Allison, fact check, is Irina's voice nice? I don't think I've ever heard Irina speak. Like, truth be told, I don't think I've ever heard Irina speak. I mean, because voice training reasons, there's just other stuff I know how to do with it now and whatnot. I went to my voice is flat, and sometimes I can come off as uninterested, unempathetic. I've been making an effort to be more expressive with my voice. I feel like I speak monotone. Like, that's what I feel like I sound like. Like, I just talk in straight monotone. You have, but it was ages ago. Huh. That would be the same. It was when I was first active here, lol, and that was years, to be honest. True. True. My tone has to be monotone as fuck. I can be so happy or sad and no difference. I use tonal inflections here and there. I read that as infections so many times. Andrew, what are you picking for the movie night? I told you could pick. You haven't sent me any movies yet. Alice knows we have talked. We have talked. Flower, I can't get you. Bro, when's the movie night? You gotta decide on the movie first. So then I can put out a poll for the dates. Yes, Bum. We sometimes have movie nights. It was just being dramatic to be annoying. Dude, it would take so much to annoy me. Like, really, truly. Full inventory of fucking dirt here. Jesus. Guess I'll have to join VC sometime then and show y'all how my voice has changed. Yes, Irina, please. I want to hear. I'd like to VC with you someday, Irina. Alice, you will be annoyed. I doubt that. I really doubt that. Widowy. I don't think I'll be annoyed. Widowy. Only thing is that I'll have to be an evening, but I'm not already doing stuff with my partners. And it might be a bit before that. Magic the Gathering until 3 AM does that to you. Partners can come to movie night. For real, for real. Everybody's welcome. Everybody and anybody. Put up like a projector and shit. I don't know if that's something you'd really want, LOL. That's up to you and your partners, honestly. I don't mind either way. The movie night? Ask Andrew, he's the one picking the movie. I'm not gonna put the poll out until I know exactly what we're watching. Cause then if we get to the movie night and Andrew's like, I don't know what we're watching. Last movie night was just Allison and I. She kept calling me a bitch for being scared of the movie. What did we watch? What movie was it? I don't think it was As Above, So Below. Was it? Oh, it was. Okay. Oh no, we'd be down. We're also just down horrendous for each other, and I can't promise we'd remember to show restraint. Hey, just mute the mic. Just mute the mic. A Ghibli movie? I've only seen, Spirited Away. That's the only Ghibli movie I've seen. So not softcore movie to help my feet out. Oh my god. Probably not, Andrew. Probably not. I mean, if it's horror, you know I'm down. Continental wingman. Gonna have to start paying you to be a wingman, but no. I don't need help. Ain't that the damn truth? Okay, after this, we are almost done terraforming. I just need to make this look natural. Oh, okay. Make this look natural, mine all that down, and somewhat fill in that cave. Or just put in, like, a floor there. You're right, we need help. Same breakdown. You don't need help, Andrew, you're married. Yeah, and Andrew, what? You don't need help at all. You faker. Oh my god, it broke. After all that, it mined a whole, like, hill, and then it finally broke. That's crazy. Alright, now we gotta get rid of this shit. Poser. For real. Andrew's saying he got no game, but he's got a fucking fiance. Dude, I have another energy drink. I have coffee with me.
You must bounce on it. Crazy style.
I fucking love that sound. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna fill this area up with dirt. Truthfully. I think that's all I'm gonna do. Crazy style. Give me that. Actually, I think I'm gonna fill it in with stone. Maybe. I don't even know how I'm gonna build this house yet. Okay, now we gotta make this look natural. Somehow. Come on. Irina, what are your tips and tricks? Because I can always improve. Well, for starters, just because flowers. Bring her home flowers. Just because, no other reason. Damn, Andrew. Damn. Okay. Put all of that in there. Platonic crazy style. I think I'm just gonna do dirt for now. Actually, I need a shovel before I leave. Give me that. And that. Just one shovel, please. That's all I need. Yeah, try that one. I'll get her a strap-on female power. Be for real, would you ever get pegged? Yes, of course. Oh my god. Even a little hesitation. There was no hesitation from either of you. Oh, then I need to replace all the stone. Yeah. Yeah, that looks natural. Yeah. Okay. That looks decent. Kind of. Just need to trim this back a little bit. Get rid of this whole top row. And then, just like that, we've got a semi-normal edge. Trim this back, maybe 2 more. Just means you gotta work up to that for real. Listen, I know what I'm about. You can't gauge your ears. Put max on the first go. Can't try and get my ass first time either. What if I work up to it and I find out I still don't like it? What then? All that work for nothing? Yeah, but then you'll know, you know? With your name, you'll like it. It's one of those things that you never know until you try it. Exactly. I could handle maybe like a pinky, but full on thing, I don't think I'll ever do. Sorry. I used to think I didn't have an oral fixation, but then a pretty goth lady stuck her fingers in my mouth and I was proven wrong that day. That's certainly an interesting way to find that out, yeah. Yeah. Typically if she's getting the juice value will be reborn. Now just needs a bigger pointer stick. Speaking from experience. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Yeah. And then we just kind of indent it sometimes. No, this looks terrible. This looks absolutely terrible. I mean, it looks decent enough. Decent enough for now. I can always fix it later on. But now we have this big space where we can build the house. We got a nice ocean view. And then we got our waystone for all the villages that we saw. Well, not all of them, because some of them didn't have a waystone. Actually, I need the dirt to fill it in. Whoopsies. Used to think wanting women to step on you couldn't be something people actually wanted until I experienced it. I learned a lot of things about myself through experience. Oh, wait, I didn't want to get rid of the dirt. What am I doing? In all fairness though, a closed mind is just a boring person. If you're willing to try things your partner or partners want, then you should not be ashamed or disheartened. Call me boring then, because I don't want a sore booty hole. Amen, Arena. I'll try almost anything at least once, with a very few hard limits, and honestly I recommend that. You know a lot about yourself. That's true. Solid advice. Why are you raining so much? Go away. No, not Thug. Over time you'll try more stuff. I'm a straight dude, and if you go slow, only thing star will be your balls from getting— Okay. Hello, car. Ah, there it goes. In there. Listen, Thug, I'm the same way. Kind of. I'm just being honest. Truth hurts sometimes, you know? Baldy, thank you so much for the lurk. I don't think he's here anymore. You can go check his stream. I'm pretty sure you're still alive. You can find an interesting time for a chat. True. True. Not to mention the multi-stream right now. These poor people coming in and fucking seeing this chat, bro. We are not normally like this, I promise. Oh, 'tis nighttime. I feel like the night play had less context. Yeah. You're normally like this. Oh, don't tell them that. For real though, gotta try most things once or twice. Being a picky eater may stop you from finding your favorite food. That's a good analogy, actually. Sweat? Can't do sweat. It's too gross. Don't like the smell, don't like the stickiness of sweat when it's drying. Not a fan. We have so much dirt, we could probably build our own fucking mountain. My excuse is that I'm in therapy because my favorite part is the taste. Oh! Freaky deaky dirt man. Very cool. True though, Irina, it is almost 100 degrees in my house and it gets sweaty after a few hours. Dude, I get hot when it's like 60 degrees. I cannot stand the heat. I don't want to do that. Irina. Class yoga. I never understood saunas. Like, why would you willingly sit in a hot-ass room with other people? Could not be me. It's spring here, so the temps are actively, relatively not hating us for once. We usually get like 1 or 2 days where it's like 90 degrees. But it's rare, but it does happen. Wow, we did it! That was quicker than I thought it would be. Sauna's a good goon room? I think that's just you. That might just be you. We have 90 degrees or higher weather from August until like October. Nope. I can't do that. Like I think I will live in a moderate climate for the rest of my life. Like I need it to be like 50 degrees at the like minimum. Like right now it is 47 and I am chilling and perfect right now. I mean, it is. We all just agree. Yeah, definitely. Just Andrew, totally. Do you live in Arizona? 110 plus weather is coming. Don't you guys like... I see posts of like people baking cookies in their car. Is that something that people really do down there? So here's the thing. Not only is it hot here, it's also humid as hell. Ooh. Worst combo. Worst combo. Humidity of 100% right now? No thank you. Nope, need that. And we'll put those away. Let's get that out so we can plan. We have all this room. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with it. Yeah, once I cooked an egg on the road when I was a kid. Also got burns on the bottom of my feet because I was a stupid kid and didn't know better than to run across the hot asphalt. It's raining, so like yeah, that's pretty humid, but when it's not, I swear it hovers right around 97-99%. That's too hot. Way too hot. I don't want to do the same house design as before. Let's look up some inspo. It's Pinterest time. Pinterest. Minecraft. What? Minecraft, dark oak, and oak house. There we go. Wait, this is cute. I don't have those types of windows. Wait, this one. This one. Yes. Is this AI or not? Oh, I'm blind. Is there no tutorial for this? What the fuck are these? are you guys still talking about sweat? Stop it. Cottage house. Hmm. Do you guys want me to turn on the Reddit stories again? I wouldn't say freaks, I prefer being called something else. Andrew has a really very good point. I don't know. Dark Oak Cottage tutorial. Very cutesy. Spruce. We're using oak because that's what I have and I can grow it here. Minecraft deck calculator. So this bitch was someone continue the stories. Okay, let me put on the Reddit stories. There might be ads because I don't have my YouTube Premium anymore. What the fuck is that? What is that? Why is it still here? And thus the boy becomes the strongest? Yeah, okay.
But my brother was furious as she was his ex. Months later, he suddenly knelt and proposed to her at a family dinner.
Where's the introduction?
What would you do if
What
your
happened to
own brother
hi?
got down
Hello?
on one knee and proposed to your fiancé, right in front of you and your entire family? Sounds like something straight out of a drama movie, right? But this actually happened
Talking to
me.
my father
And
about
trust me,
his
it only
mommy
got worse from
issues.
there.
Let's just listen to the
A few months
story.
ago, I met Jen.
The father
She
said,
was
"You're
everything
doing
I
what
had
to
ever
my
wanted.
wife?"
Smart, kind, beautiful,
He's
and we
writing your own
instantly
fucking
connected.
stories.
At first, I kept our relationship private.
1096.
But as things got serious, I decided it was time to introduce her to my family.
So
One night at a family dinner, I casually showed my parents some pictures of Jen on my phone.
spruce planks.
My mom gushed about how gorgeous she was. My sisters were excited for me. But then Mark, my older brother, grabbed my
So all
phone,
the
and his
spruce
expression instantly changed.
is going to be
His face
replaced
turned
with
red with anger.
oak.
Are you kidding me? You're dating my ex? He yelled. I was completely thrown off. Jen had never mentioned dating Mark.
So
Later that night, I asked her about it, and she admitted that they had dated, but only for 1 month.
God, I
Mark
yawned
had
and my
broken
eyes
up
are
with her
watering
because he
now.
was bored and never wanted to settle down. Even though their relationship was brief and meaningless to him, he still demanded that I break up with her immediately. I refused. And from that moment, things were never the same again. Months passed.
Okay.
My love for Jen grew, and I knew she was the one.
So 17
on her
and
birthday,
8
I planned a beautiful dinner with both of our families and
stacks
closest friends.
of oak.
When I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me, she said yes. The entire room erupted in cheers, except for Mark.
We always have
I
6.
saw the rage burning in his eyes. But before
So we
he
don't
could
have
ruin the moment, my
anywhere
sisters
near
immediately
enough.
shut him down. Then, 2 months later, Mark invited the whole family, including Jen and
And
me,
then it
to dinner
was
at his
how
apartment.
much?
It felt weird.
Dirt,
He had been avoiding
1044,
me since my proposal, so why now? But since my parents and sisters were going, we
16,
decided to
and
give
then
it a chance.
20.
The dinner started off normal.
2,
We
3,
ate,
4,
we talked,
5,
nothing
6,
seemed
7,
off.
8, 9,
Then
10,
Mark suddenly
11,
stood up.
12, 13,
I have a
14,
big
15,
announcement, he
16.
said,
Oh, we have
looking right at
plenty.
Jen. Then, before I could even react, he got down on one knee, pulled out a cheap-looking ring, and proposed to my fiancée.
So,
Right. In front, office me. The room went dead silent. Jen looked horrified. Mark, get up. What the hell are you doing? She snapped. Mark ignored her and turned to
unironically,
my
I get hit on
parents.
by my friend's
Mom,
moms.
Dad, don't you
What?
think she and I belong together?
We ever degraded someone like
My
you were
dad
talking
jumped
to
up
an
grab him,
outdated
but before he
computer?
could, I punched Mark square in the face.
Are you
He
fucking
stumbled
lagging?
back,
No,
laughing
don't
like a
update
lunatic.
Windows.
I just wanted to show you that Jen doesn't love you, he sneered. She's just trying to get back at me. That was it.
No, not
I grabbed Jen's
ass
hand,
off
stormed
fuckers.
out,
Sticky
and made a
keys, you
decision right
slut.
then and there. Mark was not coming to our wedding. A few days later, my mother showed up at my house.
Oh my
furious.
god.
You need to invite Mark to the wedding, she ordered. I laughed in disbelief. Are you serious? He proposed to my fiancée
Hey
in
guys,
front
check
of
out
me.
the Discord gaming
really think I'd
channel
let him
and
anywhere
praise
near
me
my
for
wedding?
being awesome at
He was
Minecraft.
just
I need
joking,
it.
she snapped.
Let's take
You're
a
being
look.
dramatic. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Then she dropped the bomb.
Let's take a look here.
If Mark isn't invited, then I won't
Oh, you
be
uploaded
attending
more?
either.
Oh wait,
I
no.
looked her straight in the eye and said, if that's what you want, go ahead.
Why?
But I won't beg you to be there. She stormed out, furious.
Are
2
these
weeks passed.
normal vines
Then
or
my
what are
mom showed up
these?
again, pretending she wanted to make peace. At first, I thought maybe she had come to apologize. But the moment I brought up Mark's
I like
insane
the
proposal,
turtle
she
being
rolled
there.
her eyes. That was just a joke, she scoffed.
Control Alt
You're
Delete, bitch.
overreacting. I
You're such a
snapped.
slow piece of
A
hardware. I
joke?
oughta
You
replace
call
your
him
motherboard and make
humiliating
you
me in
pay
front of
for
everyone
more.
a joke? You call him trying to steal my fiancée a joke?
What?
Our argument escalated fast.
Thug,
We were
that
yelling at each
sandcastle
other
looks so
when
good.
suddenly,
Holy shit.
Jen got up to leave.
Why is
And
my
then,
memory so
my
full of
mother
your
attacked me.
gigabytes of
She
bullshit?
lunged at Jen, grabbed her hair,
It's Ivy.
and
I
threw
found
her
it
to
the nearby
ground.
forest.
She screamed
Nice.
insults, slapped her, and even tried to scratch her face.
Is
I
the
lost it.
turtle a permanent
I dragged my
resident?
mother off Jen
Is
and
that
threw her out of
who
my
this
house.
castle is for?
She banged on our door for 10 minutes, screaming and sobbing, before finally leaving. That night, Jen cried herself to sleep in my arms. That was the moment I knew I was done with my mother. I reported the
Kind of a
incident to the
tiny
police,
island, though.
but since Jen didn't want to press charges,
Are you
they
gonna make
couldn't do
another
much.
bridge going
But my
to,
mother wasn't
I'm
done
assuming,
yet.
the mainland right
A
there?
few days later, she waited outside my
It's
workplace
Jeremy.
and cornered me. She screamed at me in front of my coworkers, calling me a traitor. How could you do this to me?
Honestly, LOL, I
You
know a
ruined our
few
family.
drones that would be
I stared
purring
at
at
her,
that one.
disgusted. You don't want legal trouble? I said coldly.
Irina, you
Then
got
you
more
shouldn't have
game
attacked
than
Jen.
anybody here right now.
She begged me to withdraw the police report. I refused. Then she said something that truly made
Honestly.
me sick. Your sisters forgave me. Why can't you? I stepped
17
closer, looked her right in the eyes, and
stacks
said,
of
they
oak
can forgive
plank.
you if they want. But I never will.
But I need
Then
to
I
make
walked away and never looked back.
another
Abandoned by my
chest
fiancé. After 7 years together, I tried to
for
move
the
on, only to
materials.
discover that he was dating a younger version of me. Hello everyone, I know it's hard to believe given how nauseatingly terrible I sound right now. But before this happened, I felt really confident and pleased. Almost all of my current friends are shared friends with my ex-fiancé, so I don't want to drag them into this drama or force anyone to take sides or feel uncomfortable. So I think I'm looking to this community for comfort and wisdom
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna
I've
make
read
a
so
small
much mature
port
and
too.
grounded advice
Nice.
here.
Are you gonna build
I hope this makes sense, as I'm now
the,
confined
like,
in a
big
conference room with
boats?
the shades closed so no one can watch me cry while I type this. I had been with my ex-fiancé for 7
Kind of
years.
like cat or
He is
puppy
the
girls,
only
but
romantic
robot.
partner I've ever really loved.
But also
I
not
was completely
clockwork
in
like
love with him.
dolls.
Even after
Those
all of
drones
this, I still feel
will like
that way
my
about
memory.
him. He is pleasant, hilarious, friendly, quick-witted,
Oh
intriguing,
my
ambitious,
god.
and beautiful.
Flirting with the
We
robots
were
now, are
engaged 2
we?
years ago, but weren't in a hurry to marry.
We need
About
17.
a year ago, we began seriously considering
And then
having a
10.
baby. We had lived blissfully together for 6 years. We'd
2,
done
3,
all of the
4,
traveling
5,
and
6,
partying
7,
we wanted
8,
in our
9.
20s,
Yeah, so
and we were ready
18.
to start a family. Over the next 6
So we
months,
need to fill up
he was
these
far busier
2
than usual, but I didn't
rows
think anything was
with
wrong.
oak planks.
I did my best to relieve any additional tension he was suffering,
Oh boy.
despite the fact that I was myself under extra pressure at work. I took up all of the housekeeping and errands, helped him arrange and pack for vacations,
Whoops.
and simply tried to be tolerant when he worked late or had to travel for a week or two. We didn't spend as much time together during that period, and I missed him terribly,
Your cup
but I
size
assumed he was still happy.
USB Type
When the
C.
6 months were up, our schedules returned to normal. I was relieved
I
until
have
I noticed
seeds.
him
I
becoming
have seeds. I have
increasingly
seeds. I
annoying.
have seeds.
Despite the fact that we
Come
finally
here.
had more time together,
Come here.
he began using his phone more frequently and appeared to be more
Hi.
protective of it. I'm not usually jealous, and
We
I
have a
entirely trusted him,
hamster.
so I didn't think much of it.
You're so
Then, after
cute.
another month had
You're
passed,
coming home with
I brought
me.
up the possibility of trying for a baby. As we talked about it, I knew
I
something
put
was
you on the
amiss.
bed.
He remained quiet for a while.
Oh my god.
Then he unleashed
You're
a
so
fit.
cute.
He stated that he was unhappy with
Absolutely
our relationship
adorable.
and had been for some time. He said he cared dearly for me, but the spark in our
If you
relationship had
sweet
faded.
talk them enough, you
He
can make
had
them
tried to
blue
convince
screen.
himself that he could live without that spark, but he had eventually realized that he couldn't. He told me I had done nothing wrong and was, in fact, the ideal partner.
This
but he
charging
couldn't get
gotta
rid of
feel
the
like
nagging
pissing when
feeling that I
drunk.
wasn't the right one for him. He claimed
What
he
the
didn't
fuck
want to
does that
hurt
even
me, but he
feel
couldn't subject
like?
himself to a lifetime of settling for
I'm gonna
someone
sleep
who
at night,
wasn't his
bro.
dream
Go
girl, even though he
away.
had no idea if his dream lady existed. He apologized, but he couldn't live a lie anymore. I don't think I said anything when he was telling me this since I was so stunned and surprised.
Feels
I just
liberating.
stood there, watching and listening, crying quietly.
I
When
don't
he
drink
finished, all I could
like
say was,
at
"Okay,
all.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Do you still love me?" He pondered for a moment
Like I
before
very
admitting that he
rarely
still loved me
drink.
but was no longer in love with me. We
Like
spent
an
the entire
insect
night talking
molting.
about his thoughts and our relationship until we were both weary and unable to cry.
Okay.
As the sun rose, he apologized again and suggested that he remain at a friend's apartment. So he packed some things and left. That was roughly 5 months ago. We never truly spoke in person again. His brother and best friend
Alice, I
came
was so
over that
drunk our
weekend to
last
get
movie
the rest
night.
of his
Oh my
belongings.
God.
I fled while they were packing because I couldn't tolerate being there. I was so surprised, numb, traumatized, and exhausted that I didn't cry much. I couldn't quite understand what was going on
Scariest
while I went through
motherfucker was the
processes
mole.
of moving out and explaining the issue to my family. When I eventually
Lato?
got to my new
Lato?
house and sat
However
alone
the
with
fuck
my
you say his name.
boxes, I completely broke down. I couldn't stop
Pardon
crying
my
and dry heaving.
French.
I
I'm
ended
American
up
and
utilizing 5 vacation days to take a week off from work, which irritated my boss. I was unable to get out of bed. I scarcely ate, surviving on an old tub of peanut butter. I searched through all of our previous photos and attempted to figure out where everything went wrong. Then, for 4 months, I did my best to move on. I deactivated all of my social media apps so that I would not have to see him. I dove right into work. I increased my hobbies. I exercised to keep my mind busy. I met with friends and family and pretended everything was fine. I started seeing
okay.
my
Now we have a
therapist again,
lot
which
more
helped a little. I
oak
finally thought I
growing,
saw light
which
at
is
the end of
good.
the tunnel. Then, about a month ago, I ran into an old college pal. She claimed it was quite upsetting to realize that we weren't together anymore and astonished to see how quickly he'd moved on. I told her I wasn't keeping up with him anymore, but I was doing fine. When I came home, despite knowing it was a bad idea, I reinstalled Instagram and went to his profile. His most recent photo was taken during his cousin's wedding, with his arm around a beautiful female. All of the old photos of him and me were removed from his profile. Again, I realized it was a bad, self-destructive notion, but I looked up the girl's profile and
We're gonna
Googled
have
her.
a lot of
She is
wheat,
actually
dude.
a younger, smarter, prettier,
We're gonna
and
have
better version
so
of me.
much.
We attended the same university,
Being a
but
moth
she
is fun,
graduated
to be
from a prominent
honest.
program that I was not accepted into.
They
We
scared me
both have
so
green eyes
bad.
and brown hair, but she is significantly more
Girl, I
attractive
want to
than
take
like
a
model.
gigabyte of that
We're both
assembly
slender and
power
fit, but she
supply.
has a stunning hourglass body. She
Playing
appears far
Brig
more
while
stylish than I do
a
and
little
has tens of
drunk
thousands
is
of
a
followers,
top 10
despite the fact
experience.
that she is not an influencer.
I like
In
to play
reality, we work
Mercy
for the
when
same
I'm
company.
high as
I'm
fuck.
pretty sure my ex met her at work, but she got a job in a
Because then I get
prestigious
like way
division
too
right out of
immersed in
college
the
and
game,
probably
and
makes
then
more
it feels
money
like
than I
I'm
do.
the one playing
She is a
around.
better version of me, 7 years younger, and the love
Like
of
me
my life is
personally.
dating her. For the past month, I've been spiraling. I can't quit thinking about my ex-fiancée and this girl. I peek at her Instagram every day and torture myself with her stunning photos. She's shared a dozen
It
photos
is,
of
it
my
really
ex in the
is.
last few months, and he
Honestly,
looks
I
so
think you
happy,
could do it with any
healthy,
flying
and fit.
character.
They've been on excursions together. He has brought her to his
Oak
hometown.
trees,
He's even
please
shared a
grow.
picture of them with a sexual
I
remark,
need you
which he
to
never did when we were
grow.
together. I have no evidence, and I doubt my ex would do this, but I now believe he was at least interested in her while we were still together. She joined the organization around a year ago, I'm so worried about running into them. I understand that my behavior is compulsive and masochistic.
Halfway
I've
there.
uninstalled Instagram and promised myself I'd never do it again, only to wake up the next day, reinstall the app, and repeat the
I love playing
process.
Oblivion or
My
Skyrim when
therapist has
high.
been trying to help,
I don't
but
recommend
I can't get
Warframe when
over
high,
this.
especially not if
I'm
you
locked in a
main
mental loop of
Titania.
self-loathing and self-pity, a bizarre combination
I
of
don't do
tremendous
it, but
melancholy
I
and
imagine
latent
Junkrat
wrath.
while high is
I
incredibly
feel very
fun.
depressed,
Probably.
useless, used up,
Probably.
rejected,
I'm gonna take a
and
sip of
suddenly
my
very old.
coffee
I understand that comparison
that I
is the
got
thief of joy.
at 7
I
o'clock
know
at
I'm still young enough
night.
to move on. I understand that social media is a highlight reel, and their relationship may not be ideal. I know this girl hasn't done anything wrong to me. I understand that my ex deserves to find his perfect girl.
We
But
have
none of this takes away from the
552 oak
reality
planks
that I
right now.
expected to be pregnant with the love of my life by this time of year. Instead, I am alone, and he has found someone better. If you've had a similar experience, please offer your advice or sympathize with me.
I feel
I do
like
not know.
Doom.
I feel
Okay,
so worthless
Doom
and alone.
music.
Update. Hello again,
Which
guys.
character would be
It's
fun
been
to
3
play
months
with
since I wrote about my
while
inability
high,
to move
but
on
also
from my
having the
7-year
Doom music
relationship
playing in the
with my
background?
ex-fiancé. While I wince at the thought of how terrible I was when I wrote that post, crying alone in that conference room, I was astounded by the sensitive, mature, and useful advice I received from users of this subreddit.
Are you
These
at
last
H
few months
cable
have
because
been
you're
an
missing
absolute
my
roller coaster, and I felt I owed this
my
subreddit an
D to
update
be an
after how much
HDMI
comfort and
cable?
counsel you all provided me during some of my
I
worst
tried to
days.
cook with that one.
I don't
Ball.
think things would have turned out quite as well if I had continued to
That was a
bottle up
little
my
bit of a
repressed
stretch, Andrew.
emotions and isolate myself.
A little bit.
So I'm grateful to
Little bit.
everyone who left comments and messaged me. Thank you very much. So this is what occurred. As several of you suggested, I blocked my ex-fiancé and his girlfriend on Instagram the same night I wrote that post. I
Reinhardt?
believe that verbalizing how obsessive and masochistic my behavior was, rather
Yeah.
than keeping it all inside,
I could
and
see that.
finally feeling
Yeah.
validated in my emotional reactions after reading your supportive comments, rather than feeling alone and crazy, triggered something in my brain. I vowed to break out of that self-destructive cycle, to stop tormenting myself with their gorgeous photographs, and to restore some sense of self-worth. It was a huge relief not to be constantly drawn to their new photos. Instead, I gave myself some time to recover rather than scratching at the scab every day. That weekend, I resolved to reconnect with my family and friends and stop acting that I was handling the breakup perfectly. They were tremendously compassionate, but also surprised that I had been able to conceal my terrible emotions so well. It seemed like I had instantaneously rebuilt my support network. I had no idea how emotionally isolated I'd gotten until I was able to be honest and open with the people in my life. I
So
continued to avoid talking
we
to
got the
friends who were
dirt.
shared friends with my ex because I didn't want to put anyone in an
Oh
embarrassing
my god,
situation.
and then we need
But
899
I was able to
stripped
reconnect with a
oak
couple of my
log.
other friends, and I took the initiative to finally organize some fun activities. Getting out of the
482
house to enjoy breakfasts,
stone
hikes,
brick.
and shows with my friends in recent months has been really beneficial to my mental health. Even though I am an introvert, simply being in various surroundings and focusing on people other than my ex was beneficial.
Bricks.
I also chose to try another therapist based on your
Fuck.
ideas. My initial therapist was fairly helpful, but considering that he was in his late 50s, I felt he couldn't relate to some of the complexities in my concerns. So there was a bit of a generational difference. My new therapist is extremely compatible with me and
Deep
immediately
slate.
comprehended
Oh
the
my
complexities of
god.
my issues. She has been quite helpful in addressing the underlying causes of my concerns, and she has been able to validate and examine
Oh
my
my god,
emotions
somebody
in a
already
much
did the
more intimate manner.
conversions. You
If you're
are
having trouble finding a therapist who
amazing.
is a good fit for you, I strongly advise you to look around. Therapy is definitely not one size fits all. Another frequent suggestion from you was to locate another employment away from my ex-fiancé and his girlfriend. I didn't think it was possible because the job market in
So
my
I'm
field
just gonna
isn't
add
fantastic right
plus
now. However, I began aggressively
1
looking for
if
other
it's a
opportunities.
stack, and then
I updated
10
my resume, filled out a few applications, and,
if it's
surprisingly,
not a full
got an interview.
stack.
Then, unexpectedly, someone in my division above me left to work for a competitor.
Coming
The
to a
senior
chat
managers
near
wanted
you
to
in
fill
a
his
world of
position
blocky
fast, so
adventures.
they went with an
Cinesalis's
internal hire. After 5 or
chat
6
is a
rounds of
wild mix
interviews,
of Minecraft
God, I loathe
mastery
them,
and
I was
tech-themed
hired. I am
flirtations.
quite pleased for
Bone
this
Thunk's
promotion.
Castle
Not
Pride
only
meets
is the
Random
salary
Andrew's
significantly
motherboard
higher,
and you
but the hours are
does.
more consistent as
Well,
well.
Irina's
It's
sparks
crazy, I
debates
feel
on
like my
drone
life's momentum has
desires,
flipped so
from
suddenly,
wireless charging to
and I finally got an
drunk gaming
office.
tales,
It's
streams a
small,
roller
but I
coaster of
truly
laughs,
like it.
loves, and
The only
ludicrous
drawback is that this
lines.
promotion required me to remain working in the same building,
Okay,
albeit
bot.
a very
Okay.
large one, as my ex.
It's
I ran
getting
into my ex
somewhere.
as I was leaving work before Christmas, which was something I had been dreading. We
Somewhere.
exchanged some niceties, and he admired my new haircut. I thanked him, wished him well, and said that I needed to hurry to catch the next train. I wish I could say I was calm and collected, but I was so scared to meet him again after 6 months that I practically shook. On the way home, I relaxed and realized, hey, that wasn't so bad. He looked good, but I didn't get any feelings of grief or yearning. I largely felt uneasy, as if we had become strangers again. I didn't feel the customary want to stalk his Instagram and was really relieved to discover that he was doing well, especially because I'd cared for him for so many years. I felt like I was finally moving forward.
Can I just copy
The
and
next
paste
morning,
this
I awoke to a dozen messages from my ex-fiancée.
into
They
the
started
Minecraft
at
thing?
roughly 2 a.m. These were slightly nonsensical in times, so I'm guessing he was a little inebriated when he sent them. They were all long
Not the
walls
full
of text,
thing, but
which shocked me because he doesn't usually express his feelings verbally. He wrote that he couldn't stop
good
thinking
night,
about me when we
Bum.
met outside the
Sleep
workplace.
well.
He expressed sadness that we were no longer friends because I still felt like his best
I
buddy.
make no
And he
apologies
lamented
if
how
the
things
drone
turned
doesn't
out.
have to
He
run
said he wondered
antivirus
if he'd
after it
made a
was
major
really
mistake in a
good.
moment of weakness and
Are
upended
you a
his entire
VHS
life,
machine?
and
Because
that
I want to
seemingly
have
made him regret
audio
it
and
all.
video of what
He
we will
apparently
do
saw that
later.
I had
Put you
blocked him
in
on
and out of the
Instagram,
connectors
which I
until I
thought
can
was
slip my
humorous given how
VHS
much I had been
inside.
following his
When
account,
you finish,
and
we
he
can
stated it
rewind
made
for
him really
later.
upset. I concluded from his text that he had most likely broken up with the woman I had seen on
Almost.
his Instagram. He
Almost.
stated that he thought he had been hunting for a perfect lady who does not exist, and that he wanted to reignite our spark after failing to find it with others. I won't lie,
I feel like it's
reading
a
his
little
text
long.
was shocking. I was trembling
That
and
one was a
having
little
trouble
long.
processing a lot of things at first. Part of me wished, impulsively, to give him another chance. But after pondering his words for a day, I concluded that he was
You
less
almost
sorry for
had it,
losing
but
our
I feel like
relationship and more regretful
it kind
that
of
the
felt like
better
a
pastures
run-on
ahead were not as
sentence
green
with
as
that
he had
one.
hoped. I tried to react sweetly but firmly,
I need
noting
these
that while
oak
I
trees to
valued
grow
and respected our
faster so I can
friendship,
get
I
these
no
fucking
longer trusted him to the
stacks.
same extent that I once did. I told him that I believed it would be complicated and painful for us to
I
become
don't
friends in the
want
near future.
loam. I don't
I
want
stated how hurt
loam.
I
And
was
there's
when he surprised me
loam.
after assuring that everything was well,
I
and how
hate
I had battled for
loam.
a long time to figure out what was missing in our relationship. But, ultimately, I felt that if he thought the missing piece was so important that he wanted to leave after all those years together, we probably weren't meant to be. I wished him the best. He did
They
not
probably
reply to my
weren't meant to
mails.
be.
I was disturbed by the whole affair, but I went on to enjoy my holiday break with my family, even attending my friend's New Year's Eve party, which I had considered skipping. Well,
Do
I'm
I
so
still have it
pleased
on
I didn't skip the
peaceful? I
party since
do.
I met a fantastic man there.
I
He's
need it to be
hilarious,
nighttime so we
clever,
can go and
cute,
slaughter some
engaging,
fucking
empathetic, and
skeletons.
anxious to settle down and have children, despite having recently ended a long-term relationship. We've been on 3 dates so far, and at the risk of sounding overly
It's almost
exuberant,
nighttime.
they've been the best of my life. We want to take it slowly because we were both in long-term relationships only a year ago, but we've been surprised by how similar our personalities, hobbies, and aspirations are. Frankly, we both want to start a family as soon as feasible. So, while I try not to be overconfident in our relationship, I am also very excited to see where it goes. To summarize, thanks in large
Pearl,
part
are
to the
you
counsel I
Bluetooth?
received
Because
3 months ago
can
on
you
this subreddit, I've
disconnect
emerged
from
from
my
a very dark
fucking
place and am now
phone?
cautiously excited about my future, for the first
If
time in a long
you
time.
out torches around the
I
trees
spent
or
2 years in prison
slabs,
for my
the
sister,
leaves won't
but upon
spawn.
release, my family coldly
You
rejected
can
me,
kill fish
treating
for
me as
bone
worthless.
meal.
Get out!
I don't think
Get
I've
out!
ever
Get
gotten
out!
bone
Seamus was
meal
furious,
from
grabbing my collar and attempting to haul me outside.
a
Don't
fish.
touch me. I forcefully shrugged off his grasp, forcing him to stumble and almost collapse. Smack! Melanie walked
Schmack.
forward without saying anything and slapped me hard across the face. Jonathan,
Oh my
you're
god.
no longer the lobby manager making tens of thousands of dollars a month. You are no longer a valuable individual. Did you really expect
I'm
us to
also
put
gonna
up
head
with
to
you?
bed. Y'all have a good night
She yelled
now.
down the
Good
hallway.
night, Irina.
Security. Where is security?
Sleep well.
When the security guards heard this, they raced over. Melanie pointed at me and yelled at the security officers. How can you
Big
allow
oak
anyone
tree
in here?
spawned.
Get this beggar out
Hell
of here now.
yeah.
The chief of security approached Melanie and kindly said, "Ma'am, what is the problem?" Melanie pointed at
Holy
me again.
fuck.
"This man is a penniless beggar attempting to scam a meal here. Get him out." The security chief stared at me coldly and said, "Sir, please leave." I normally kept a quiet profile, rarely revealing my role as hotel owner. Even though I lived and ate here, only high management knew who I was. When I saw the head of security trying to toss me out so rapidly, I fixed him with a harsh look and asked, "Is this how you handle situations? Don't you understand the hotel's
We got
policies? We should
28
not judge
logs
anyone
from that
based on
one
their appearance
tree.
or offend any guest." The security chief's eyes flickered with apprehension. He gazed at me
Now
uncomfortably,
that they're
not
gone.
caring to say
Oh
anything.
dear.
When Seamus saw this, he grew anxious. "Don't let him trick you. He's simply a broke ex-con. Throw him out." "Sorry, sir. We don't eject
There
any
is a
guests without a
forest
reason."
here.
The security chief strongly declined Seamus' request. This is ridiculous.
We're gonna go on a little
So,
adventure.
what are you security men doing? Are you terrified?
I'm gonna
of him
sleep
after
though,
hearing a
because
few words?
if we are
Gavin
going
shouted at the
there,
guards
then there
before
is
returning his gaze
no
to me.
need for me to
Jonathan, I don't believe you can bluff your way out of this. I know the hotel management. One call from me and you're out.
kill skeletons.
With that, he took out his phone and called. Mr. Feldman, it's Gavin. I'm busy. The call ended abruptly with a frigid response, leaving Gavin standing awkwardly holding his phone. I
let
scoffed
me
and calmly
mark
asked,
it.
"You want to talk with Mr. Feldman? Allow me to help you." I
Yeah.
got out my phone and dialed Mr. Feldman.
500
Come to
blocks
private room
away.
777
Jesus
within
Christ.
3 minutes. Are you out of your mind, Jonathan? You are a broke ex-con. Do not claim to be someone
Jonathan,
important
are you
here.
out of your
We know
mind?
what kind of person you are. Is there any reason to
Jonathan.
put on this act? Gavin scoffed at me. The other relatives looked at me like I was a clown, with derision and disgust on their faces.
Alice, I want
Melanie
some not
wiped the sweat from her
PGT.
brow and whispered, embarrassed,
What do you mean?
"This is so humiliating. How did I raise my son like this?" James also appeared frustrated.
Okay,
"Jonathan,
hopefully
please
these
leave.
trees are grown by the
pretending.
time I get back.
You are making a fool of yourself and your family." Exactly. Some poor folks have lost their minds and created delusions.
I
Gavin
need to
scoffed.
build a bridge here,
He couldn't even
which
get
is
Mr.
not gonna
Feldman
look
here.
pretty, I can tell
Do
you
you
that.
think you can? That's ridiculous, Seamus hissed,
Ow.
his tone full of scorn. He glanced at me as if simply acknowledging my presence was beneath him.
Oh, I
But
thought you said
just
do
as he
you want?
finished
Okay.
speaking,
Yeah,
a middle-aged woman in a suit appeared by our side.
never mind.
I
My
took
mind's
the
not
fall
working
for my
yet.
sister and served 2
Yes,
years in
I do
prison.
want some not
But when I
PGT.
got out, my sister and brother-in-law were concerned that I would compete for the property and assist my parents in attempting to push me out of the house. 2 years ago, Joanna and Seamus were speeding and traveling in the wrong direction with my car when they collided and murdered someone. My folks approached me quickly. They claimed Joanna had a weak heart but had ultimately managed to marry. If she went to prison, not only would she lose her marriage, but her life may be jeopardized. They cried
Okay,
and asked
that's
me
fucking
to
her
accept the blame
fault.
for her. They assured me that the entire
I need
family
rabbit
would
hide. I'm
handsomely
sorry.
reward me once I was out.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't do it for a reward. I did it because I loved my parents
But
and
if
genuinely
there's
cared for my sister.
one, then
I made personal
surely there's
sacrifices for them,
more, right?
including going to prison, selling my car, depleting my money, losing my job, paying the compensation, and enduring all of the insults. But I never anticipated my heartfelt sacrifice to be met with such treachery and scorn. I do not comprehend. Isn't blood meant to be thicker than water?
Chicken.
Why does family loyalty wane in the face of
But
personal
I
gain?
need
Joanna's expression darkened with disdain when
rabbit.
she heard my words.
because I
She
want to make a
responded,
backpack.
"I've already thanked you for taking the fall.
Oh yeah, look
What
at this
else do you want from
glorious
me?
forest.
This house is now in my name, and Seamus and I are expecting a kid in a few months. There isn't enough room. You have to
So the
relocate.
wife comes over.
We cannot afford to maintain an idler." In her opinion, 2 years in prison was barely worth one thank you. Asking for more made me appear unreasonable. Melanie interjected, "Nino, don't you understand? A man's fate is to marry and provide for his family rather than to rely on them. We hope to marry you off to a respectable woman and get some security. However, as an ex-convict, no one will want you. Letting you stay here is already something we're thinking about for nostalgic reasons." Seamus said, "Exactly.
Oh, now you break.
You've been in prison, so you'll remain impoverished indefinitely. If we let you stay, you'll drain us dry,"
What the freak?
he warned, his tone harsh. James extinguished his cigarette and replied coldly, "Jonathan, you've grown up now. It's time you recognize the value of giving to the family rather than making problems."
Why
Each
are
of
they
their
not
words
breaking?
was like a sharp razor cutting my heart. Despite my
Okay,
intense
now it
disappointment,
breaks.
my eyes welled up.
Am I being
I
gaslit by
stared at
fucking
them and
Minecraft
exclaimed,
right now, dude?
hoarsely, "No wonder you never paid me a visit during my 2 years in prison. I assumed you were just too busy to see me. But now I realize, you only regarded me as a moneymaker. You kicked me out without hesitation when I couldn't make money anymore." I cocked my head back, trying to keep back tears. Then I inquired, "So you're all determined to kick
We
me out
exercised
today?"
outside for a
"Yes,"
while, both
Seamus
sweaty,
responded
both
without
burned
hesitation.
badly. LMO. We
Melanie,
are like, oh,
Joanna,
Andrew
and
has a
James
garden
all appeared
anyways,
determined.
so we...
Obviously, there was no space for negotiating. I saw no affection in their eyes.
Damn!
I nodded, my heart devastated. "Fine. As you wish. We're done starting today. And I hope you don't regret
Okay,
it."
Andrew.
Finally, I saw them for what they were. These folks, who I longed for during my 2 years in prison, did not deserve my sacrifices. However, the $100 million I had intended to split with them would now remain with me. I walked
Oh,
out
yeah.
the door without
Keep that
saying
fucking
anything
money.
else and did not glance back. Behind the door, I heard Seamus' furious roar. "You think too highly of yourself. What's there to lose by cutting connections with a broke ex-convict like you? If we let you stay here and mooch off us, we'll truly regret it. After leaving that callous
Get it,
home,
Andrew.
I explored the streets alone for quite some time before finding a hotel to stay at.
Okay.
Lying on the bed, I gazed at the 9-figure number in my bank
Hopefully
account, lost
we
in
get.
thought. I used to believe I grew up in a pretty happy family. When I was having challenges at work, my father patiently
It's
comforted
pretty
and guided me.
good.
When I worked late at the office, my mother would bring me my favorite supper. When it rained, my sister would come and pick me up at work. I felt like the family's most cherished young prince.
Oh
I was always
my
perplexed
god.
when I saw tales online about parents preferring daughters over sons. How can such families exist? How could they not love their sons? But now I understand that dreadful sensation of helplessness and disappointment. I realized I had always been a member of such a family. All of the love I'd felt was predicated on my usefulness to them. I was more of an investment. Their love was the price, and my money was the reward. As a result,
A
the
messy
gift had
shower?
always
Yeah,
come
I
at a
would
hidden
imagine.
cost. They smiled warmly when I told them I could generate money while also providing a nice living for everyone. But now they saw me as an ex-convict who couldn't find work and had no money or value. Their love had evaporated entirely. Little
Why
did
would
they
you
know,
even
this
go to
ex-con
prison
had
for your
$100
sister, though?
million
Like,
in his account. I couldn't help but be a
truly,
little excited,
why?
wondering how they'd react if the son they loathed the most reached the pinnacle of success one day. The next day, I checked into a hotel in the city center. This wasn't just any hotel, it was a high-end,
I
vast
need
operation
the
that
wood.
offered dining,
Sorry,
housing,
walnuts.
banquets, and even business services. It had 8 levels and
Why
occupied
do I
the
have to
entire
free
building.
garden, though? How
The
am I supposed to
location,
garden?
surroundings, and foot traffic were all great. Before going to prison, I
I
worked
don't
as a
know, put
hotel
in
lobby manager.
some headphones and listen to
Naturally,
a boring
I wanted to return to my
audiobook.
previous profession. Only this time, instead of being a manager, I'm the owner. I spent several hours negotiating with the hotel's owner before buying it from her. That same day, I assumed management responsibility. From then on, I lived and ate at the hotel, utilizing every opportunity to study and build new management and operational talent. Under my direction, the hotel's business grew to the point that reservations were nearly impossible to come by. I quickly became a legitimately affluent man in the city. 6 months later, while inspecting the dining department, I overheard Joanna talking in a secluded area. This motel is quite popular.
Oh, it's
I
a
had to plan
bee.
my daughter's 1-month birthday party
I
2
thought it was
months
a
in
creature.
advance simply to get a table. I've heard that only the creme de la creme may dine here.
Creme de la
you made it,
creme.
bringing us to such a
Where are
luxurious
the bees
location.
at?
I
Heard
stopped
'em.
in place when I discovered Joanna had invited our
There's a
parents and a
fire.
large group of relatives to this private room to celebrate her newborn
I'll take
daughter's
that.
1-month birthday. Melanie was showing off by filming videos on her phone.
Where are
My
the
face appeared in
bees?
the
I
shot
heard
as her
them.
camera panned to the door. Jonathan,
Ah,
what
there
are
they
you doing
are.
here? Melanie set down her phone and frowned at me. When they heard this, everyone in the room turned to face me, who was standing in the doorway. Jonathan,
Okay,
do
we
you
can
have
come
no
back
shame?
for them
You
later
knew we were
when we
hosting
need
a banquet
honey.
here today and followed us only to
Oh,
get some food.
oh, while
Seamus
I'm
raced up and chastised me like I was
deforesting
the
right
plague.
now? Really?
Who said I was here to scrounge for food? I
Fucking
responded
losers.
calmly. What are you here for, if not to beg? This is a high-end establishment exclusively for the privileged. If you're hungry, search for the rubbish outside. That's where you belong, she snarled,
Pardon me.
crossing her arms and staring at me with disgust. The other family frowned and glared at me,
Get
disgusted,
out of
as
my
if I were an unpleasant
face.
fly. Joanna also spoke up, apparently unhappy. Jonathan, when you stated you wanted
Thank
to cut
you.
connections with us, I believed you had some fortitude. But now you've resorted to following us for a free supper. It's just horrible. Before I could react, James joined
This
in.
is why I said it when
Jonathan,
Siren and Thug
I
left.
educated you at a young age to be self-sufficient and dignified. Have you forgotten? How could you give up your pride for a meal? I stared at them and scoffed. It's only a meal. It does not matter to me. You are really something, aren't you? Sour grapes. As if an impoverished ex-con like you could ever afford a lunch here. Even if you've worked your entire life, Seamus sneered. After discovering my brother's wedding was fake and being excluded, our once close bond is shattered, leaving me heartbroken. Me, 30F, and my brother, 31M, have always been as close as twins. Our closeness is a foundation
Oh,
in
it's
our family.
raining.
One of the true consistent relationships. Obviously not in a weird way. When we fight, which is never or small fights, the whole family feels it and tries to fix it because of how unnatural it feels for everyone. He gave me away at my
Okay,
wedding.
I think we have
I
enough.
named a child after him. We have matching tattoos. We talk on the phone almost every day. He started planning his wedding. He asked me to be a groomsman, while his friend, 35-ish F, would be his best man. Everyone thought this was odd because of his role at my wedding. None
Alice,
of us
so
really
here's
know /
is
have
the
met his
kicker
family. I
for the
expressed how
Garden
it hurt my
Warper.
feelings and was met with, "My wedding isn't about you."
Let me hear
Okay.
it.
Fine, I'll do what you ask. During the planning, he called me every day. We sent ideas. I helped with making stuff. I didn't mind. I decided early on to not focus on titles, but just to make this day as amazing as possible for my brother. He asked me to be a flower fairy, because this was a gay child-free wedding. I agreed. During the process of dress,
Can you grab
shoe
it
picking
in
him and
this
the best
mini
man would shoot
bio?
down all of my ideas.
No?
She would send very basic heels that were around $100. Heck no. I told her my budget was $45 for shoes, especially for plain gold
A lot of
hoops.
pumpkins right
The
here.
wedding party all had a very mean girl mentality. I felt it from day one. There was the wedding party, and then me. I chalked this up to not really knowing them well in proximity. All of them live in a different state than me. They even went as far
Any
as
more
saying the shoes I liked were
rabbits?
the
Any
slutty.
at
They
all?
were the type of small heels that place up around your calf or around your ankle. After this, I begged to come as a guest, so I could wear what I want and not feel this weird mean girl mod mentality from the rest of the wedding group. My brother says no way. I can't get married without you being by my side. I get to the state the wedding will be, and the first day I'm there I find out the best man had the bachelor party the night before I got there. Everyone from the wedding party was included aside from me. I let it go and focus on the wedding and doing my part. So, I slap on some wings, dance my way down the aisle,
Okay,
and
so
give my
we
very
can't
first wedding speech.
go to a
All goes well.
village
The
for
wedding was awesome until the drag
like
show.
an hour,
Yes, they had a drag show at their
or
wedding.
else we'll trigger a
During the show,
raid.
one of the queens
And I
comes on
don't
and
really want to
basically
deal with a
announces that
raid
this was
right
all
now.
fake because my brother and his partner had gotten married 1 year prior.
I do not have the
I turned to
materials
the
for
rest of
that.
the wedding party and asked, did they know? They did. They were at the real wedding. Everyone but me. I'm sitting there trying to process, and my mom, who gave them $3K for the wedding because they needed it, storms up to ask if I knew. I told her no, and she immediately switched to being supportive to me because of how bad the situation was. It's not about them already being married. They can do what they want. I myself spent over $4K on this wedding. Because I was coming from out of state, I had to get a
A
plane ticket.
rainbow.
I paid for a week at an Airbnb. One night most of the wedding party stayed at the house I rented because they didn't have anywhere else to stay, and did not even offer to pay for any of it. The dress for the wedding. The fairy wings I
Okay.
handmade.
Well,
All
we
of it.
have a little
I spent too
extra,
much time and
but
money on
that's
this wedding.
okay.
But then I start to remember all of the lies. They got married, and 3 days after my brother was at my house while I gave birth to my last child because I always wanted him to be a part
I'm
of my
gonna
huge
stream for
moments.
another
He held
30
my newborn,
minutes and
knowing he had
then
just gotten married, and said nothing.
head off.
They gaslight me saying I was crazy, feeling left out. Him saying he can't get married without me. Lying to my face every single day for a year. Just all of it. After realizing all of this, I tried to leave without making any sense. His husband mockingly asked me if I was mad. I said I'd talk to them another day and they should enjoy their night.
Sprinklers
able
lived
to
on
leave
for
without
hours,
anyone
misting
else
us,
at the
making
wedding
it
knowing
almost
I was
muddy at
upset.
the end. Oh
Before I could
my
leave, the
god.
happy couple pulls me into a room. My brother is crying, saying he didn't do this to hurt me. I keep it together. Say enjoy your night and we will talk another day. His husband says, oh, so there is something to talk about then. I repeat, we can talk another day.
It was like
They
an
asked me to
Olympic
brunch.
athlete.
I
Oh
say
my
I'll see if
god.
I'm up, ready for it when they go. The next morning I realize the whole wedding party and some guests are going to lunch.
Melt
I
all
choose
this
not to go because
copper.
I am not going to put myself in a situation where I'm ganged up on. Again over my feelings about the wedding and wedding party. After that I left the wedding chat on Snap, which they were notified of. At this point it's the next morning and his husband starts blowing me and my friend, who was with me, up.
Rocket
We ignore and
in
go
my
about our
head.
day. I have not looked at or spoken to my brother since, aside from short responses to get me to the airport the day I left. When I left I asked them to crop me out of the wedding photos as I didn't want to be associated with a fake wedding and I didn't want a reminder of how embarrassing it was and how stupid I looked. I told them I didn't want to speak to them again. My brother says nothing and his husband says you're a narcissist and I feel bad for the people who have to deal with you. Pretty sure narcissistic more aligns with tricking 100 people into coming to a wedding. Some of the wedding that was paid for by other people.
I don't know how much
just
you
to
know
tell
about
everyone,
men.
haha, this was just a giant
I
party
mean,
for us.
not
Joke's on you is probably more
much.
narcissistic than me reacting
I
to
don't
the time, money,
actively
energy spent
research
to attend a
men.
fake wedding. But,
If that's what you
alright,
mean.
LOL. I just don't know where to go from here. I have them both blocked. There is a line in our family. My brother has not tried to fix it.
2 or 3 times
He
is
has
like a
the
world
chance to show me
champion.
what I meant to him. He did. And now I have to believe him. I'm going to try to update
Okay.
in sections. 1. I guess to answer if he is in an abusive relationship, that really is up to each person to decide. I will not, and won't label him as abusive because I'm not in that relationship with them. My mentioning of the drag queens was because they are a part of the story. Hello,
We have
it
one
was one of the queens that made the announcement.
rabbit hide.
I'm not sure why some of you are taking that as me being anything phobic. Mentioning that somebody is gay, or that drag queens attended a wedding is a part of the story.
Adrenaline had
and
me
it's
for
factual.
eight.
It's not anything phobic. Our family,
8?
as well as the new husband's family, have always been nothing but supportive and
Jesus.
accepting. My mom has 2 kids who are very hurt. She could never hate my brother, but she definitely does not like the decisions that he has been making. She is doing her best to support her 2 children. Gay wedding. No kids allowed? 2 separate statements, LOL. They definitely did not ban gay children from their wedding. LOL. I mentioned both of these things to explain why I was
4.
a flower fairy. No kids. Flower girl. Fairy to go along with the gay dragon theme. Hello people. I proudly slapped
I
those
don't
wings
remember
on and
anything
danced
after
my way
5
down
or
the
6.
aisle. That is definitely not anything
That's-
phobic, LOL. For those of you who are
That's
saying
crazy.
anything along those lines, you are definitely reaching and projecting. Using narcissistic when it actually does not apply to the person, in my opinion, is trying to weaponize more info in the comments. Top questions. For some reason, I cannot edit my post to add this, so hopefully most of you will see it. Me and my new husband, as far as I know, did not have any hard feelings going into the wedding.
My
There was a time
heart.
when they were dating that I expressed I didn't like the fact that my brother was
Thank
working
you
2
for
jobs for a
the
new
follow.
husband to try to
Welcome
become a music
in.
producer. I
How
watched
are
my
you?
brother kill himself for years to try to support both
And
of them
how
while
was
he
your
sat around
day?
smoking weed in his studio, and ever since then new husband decided that I hate him
Okay,
even though we have since
let's look at the
squashed all of
stock
those
here.
issues when he got a job and started contributing. Even when we did not
We
get along, I
needed-
always made it very clear if my brother loves you and I love you too. Both families have been very supportive. There's no homophobia or anything like that on either side. Is my brother in an abusive relationship? I don't know. I guess that's what each individual person would consider abusive. I don't want to label my brother's partner
Stonk.
unfairly as abusive when I'm not in a relationship myself and my brother has never expressed feeling abused. I think if you consider this behavior manipulative and abusive, then that's up to your own discretion. However,
I need to look
am
at
not
that
going to
list
give anyone
again.
that label. I didn't decide this was a fake wedding. They did
I'm
when
doing
they
English.
decided to
That's
announce in
okay.
the middle of the ceremony that they were already married.
That's
They made it
alright.
a fake wedding when they announced that it was fake. LOL. Hello. Russian bots pushing propaganda. Okay people, I only mentioned the fact that there was a drag show
which
at
we're
the
going to
wedding
be
because that
using
is a
as
very
oak,
uncommon thing.
and we
I
need
found out that my
15
brother had been married for a
stacks.
year and had been lying to my face via drag queen announcements. That is
So,
just stating the facts. That has
oh
absolutely
boy,
nothing to do with the drag community, or how myself,
that's a
or
lot.
anybody else should feel about them. They were paid to do a job and they showed up and did what they were paid to do. I have no ill will towards anybody in any type of community. Those of you who are saying to me, mentioning them comes off as judgmental.
What?
For
What do you
those
mean
of
what?
you who think it's weird that I did not mention that he was gay. Why is that weird?
Oh, did I
And
forget
why
to
is
tell you that I'm
relevant to the
multi-streaming
story,
right now?
LOL? The people who had their panties in a wad
I'm
probably have more of an
streaming
issue with the
on
community than I do.
Twitch,
Stop
YouTube,
making this
and
post
Kick
about
right
anything
now.
other than what it is about. At the end of the day, I am mourning the loss of
Just
my
to
brother.
see
I
how
am
it
mourning the
runs.
relationship
So I'm
that I
not doing
thought
like
him and I
a
had.
super long
And to be
stream.
honest, based off of my perspective of our closeness,
I just
I am
want to
honestly
see
questioning my own sanity.
how well it works.
Do you generally spend hours talking to somebody,
Yup,
getting matching
yup.
tattoos, planning a wedding, being at holidays and
Mod
childbirths
me on
with
the
somebody
mall.
that you're
I
not
don't know
close
your
with?
user on the
At
mall.
least on my end, I did not make up how close I was with my brother if it was not reciprocated, and he is
You
a very
can
good
have them
actor.
open like it's a fucking Five
And
Nights at
honestly, me
Freddy's thing.
questioning our closeness has
Just
been the most hurtful
constantly
part about
switching
this entire
through.
experience. It's made me question if I'm crazy or not. Gay
Oh
wedding,
yeah.
child-free, 2 separate statements. It was not a wedding where they did not invite gay kids, LOL. For anyone who reads it like that, you are extra weird. My brother is obviously gay and got married to a man. Therefore, it is a gay wedding. Children were not allowed to attend the wedding there for a child-free. 2 separate things, people. Both are okay. And I also want to say that I would never have slapped fairy wings on my back and danced down the aisle if I was not 100% supportive of them. Please stop trying to make this an issue other than 2 siblings having a falling out. Another comment. Okay, I feel like you are very much twisting the story, lol.
Okay,
I did not make
ow.
sure everyone knew I was
What?
leaving the wedding.
Did the fucking
I actually left
AI
very
have a
discreetly at almost
brain
midnight
fart?
when the wedding was ending at 1 a.m. I did not make my brother cry.
Hello, other
His
chads.
husband
I am
kept trying to
Andrew.
force a
Alice is my
conversation that
adopted
I asked
daughter.
respectfully multiple times to
What?
not have the night of the wedding so that way it would not
Didn't you
ruin
say
their
you were
day.
24?
I showed up in every single thing my brother asked of me. I took the bullying, and it kept my mouth shut for most of it after I was accused of trying to make the wedding about me. From that point on, I went out of my way to do everything I could to make his day as special as I could for
You're
him.
only a year
Comment
older
about
than
her
me,
husband.
dude. Only a
Brother tried to
year.
contact my husband to ask how to pay back what I spent to come to the wedding. My husband said that he was not going to get involved.
We need
Brother tried to convince
15
my husband that I was
stacks.
overreacting. My husband told brother that is absolutely not true and I have every right to be upset, and what he did was bonkers. My husband very much has been supportive, but also is very sad to see me and my brother fighting like this. Update 1. I'm going to do my best to put as much information as I can, but it ends up
They
really
call you
long
by
and
your
Reddit will
first
not
name?
let me
Okay,
post.
go to your room. I'm already
So I'm
in
going
my
to try to
room.
answer all of the questions, and I'm going to paraphrase a lot.
Well, what
The
are you
update
gonna
is,
do
There's
now?
no update. Things are the same. They are still blocked. One suggestion was that I should write him a letter, which I actually did the day after this happened, and I left it in his room. I laid out all of my feelings and described them in detail. How hurt I was. We had a 2-hour drive where he said absolutely nothing even after reading my letter. I did end up losing all of my manners when I landed, and my husband informed me that he sent him a message basically saying that I was overreacting. I said a lot of things that I was
I'm
not
your
very proud
dad.
of. At the end of the day, I stand by
Well,
my truth, and I stand by my perspective of what happened. Please stop
oh,
trying
are
to
there
make this a
skeletons
phobia
around here?
issue.
I need a
Both
skeleton.
families have been
Yo.
very supportive. They represent
I need a
themselves, not
skeleton,
an
not
entire group
you.
of people. Stop being so simple-minded. The mention of drag queens was only there because one of the
Let me
queens
get my
announced that they had
torches so I
gotten
can
married a year
see.
ago. Plus, how many times do you see a drag show at a wedding? If you read some imaginary undertone, that is definitely a you issue. Moving on. New husband, in my opinion, is not somebody that I would label as abusive. However, abuse is subjective. I think this more falls down to him being very emotionally
Abuse
immature.
is subjective.
I am not a yes man. I was for the wedding. That's an appropriate time to be a yes man. Outside of that, new husband has always been intimidated by my opinion. I think he knows I can see through his BS.
That's a spider.
Weak men hate strong women. That's a fact. And that's the case here. However,
But hey,
we
at
did
least
not
we
have
can
any
make
type of beef on the wedding
a.
day.
Oh wait, no,
Or
we
for
need more
years before,
string.
I made it clear that if my brother
We can't
loves
make
you and
a
wants to
fishing
spend his
rod
life
yet.
with you, then I support that. My mom is trying her best to be as supportive as she can to both of her kids. She could never hate my brother, although she absolutely hates what he did. As far as I go, I don't know who I am without my brother. He was just as important to me as my children and my husband. It was always me and him. To say that I am mourning is an understatement. This whole situation has made me question a 30-year relationship. Realizing his capability to live a double life that I'm not a part of has rocked my entire world in my entire sense of reality.
Okay, I
I'm not
need
okay.
to
I'm
get
going to spend the
some
next year being
dirt
no
so I can
contact.
go
I'm
down
going
there.
to go to therapy and get my mind, body, and soul in the best place possible, while pushing as much good karma into the world as I can. Maybe then I will be able to decide if I want to close that door fully and permanently, or if I'm at a place where I'm willing to create a new
I'm
normal.
gonna get my
with him.
pickaxe too.
At
We're
the
gonna
end
go
of the day,
mining for a
I
bit
am
while these
absolutely
trees
devastated and
grow.
heartbroken. I also
I want
wanted to address
LMAO,
frequently
but
asked
for
things.
real. Other chat, her
One,
real name is
Baby
Alston
was no fear
Synagogue,
of being
maybe
overshadowed.
Syndicate.
The date that they got married was because it was a dating anniversary for them. Nothing to do with me or my pregnancy. 2. I am aware that people get married and
Did you
have
make
a
a
large ceremony
temporary
later.
mob
That's
farm?
okay.
I don't
It's
know
not
how to
what they
make a
did,
mob
it's how they
farm.
did it. 3. I am not
I
a
really
Russian bot
don't.
trying to push propaganda, lol. Those comments did make me laugh though. 4. If I had the answer to why they would feel comfortable doing this to me, then I guess I wouldn't be as dumbfounded as I am. I'm not leaving out any type of detail.
I'm gonna get one more
Honestly,
pickaxe.
it would be a lot easier if I did something so horrible to deserve this, because then I wouldn't have to wonder why. I don't know.
And then
At the end of the day, I'm not
stack
okay.
of dirt,
I
because
don't know if
that
there's
should be
anything
enough.
he could do to fix this. I'll always wonder if he's telling me the truth or what he's hiding. After the way that his husband spoke to me, and after him allowing him to do that, I'm honestly so disgusted with both of them. I deleted the original post because I didn't want them to be attacked. Sadly, I still have a need to try to
Yes.
protect him. I don't know you guys. The brother-in-law appeared and made a comments in the original post. Brother-in-law here. I'll just start by saying,
We
for
got
one,
the
having a big wedding
bones.
ceremony 1 year later was not my idea, but once we decided that we were going to do it, we consulted many times about telling people beforehand for fear of things like this happening. I've never had a great relationship with Op, but we've tried to make things work mostly for my husband,
Okay.
her brother,
I need to
because I knew they were
go
very
the
close and
other
I wasn't too
way.
fond of her due to our interactions in the past. I know how important those close relationships
Down
are and would never wish to tear
here.
that apart. Op didn't want to talk about it at all. We tried to apologize and explain that the intention was never for any humiliation or insult to anyone at all. But she wouldn't have any conversation about it, especially the night of. The next day at the Airbnb, I tried to open a dialogue with Papa about how she was feeling, and she only responded with snark and comments about how there's nothing to talk about. That's the small
Holy
conversation
fuck.
where the "so there is something to talk about" statement was said by me. I eventually let it be and left the room. Everything
Dude,
that was said
that
by her
was a
didn't
little
help me or anyone
scary.
understand really how she felt about it, and the little she did say seemed very self-centered and about how this was a plan to humiliate her specifically, which it most definitely was not.
Wait, we can kill this
Reading
Enderman.
through this now, though, I do understand a bit more why she felt that way. And for that I truly am sorry. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure how these words were. If there's a proper way to post this, but ask me.
Google it takes a bucket and some hoppers. I
You
don't
both are
have
married
any
now, and
hoppers.
you made your choice. You both are a partnership. You both collectively decided to do this, and decided it was a good idea, and the consequences are, I want nothing to do with either one of you ever again.
Hello?
That's it. There is no reason or purpose to keep having an open dialogue about this because it's done. And you starting out your post with
Where'd
"you
it
don't
go?
like me" pretty much
Oy.
confirmed everything that I said. I wish you and him nothing but happiness, but this conversation is over. I've heard your side of things, and it still isn't good enough to justify what you both did. And I'm choosing to walk away from both of you. Another reply, he admits in the text above he knew. He literally says we didn't want to tell people
Hoppers
because
is
they
just
were there and
iron.
happy. He knew
You
what
can
he
use
was
just
doing.
one hopper.
It was a huge manipulation. Lying to people to get what you want is manipulation. Omitting things from people to not give them the power
Alright,
to make a fair
I
choice is
will
also very much
make
manipulation.
one when I get back.
They knew what they were doing. In the sentence, the other people said,
Oh,
brother doesn't value
glorious.
sister the same way. That's it. That's the end of the argument. They both showed me exactly what I meant to them. The motivation behind it is not really important anymore.
Drop
Maybe
iron?
this was just a total oversight and a mistake. But
Weber.
regardless, the result was the same.
Oh,
and the
man.
consequence remains the same. I want nothing to do with y'all. I wish you happiness because I will always love you. If you make him happy, then I am so happy for the both of you. Truly I am. Our relationship was the sacrifice for this day, and we both decided to make it. I reacted to it and was trying to sort through my feelings by posting on this podcast. I did not expect for it to go viral,
Podcast?
so
Bro,
for
it's
that I'm
Reddit,
sorry.
not a
I did try
podcast.
to remove the post, but it was too late.
Idiot.
I realize that you don't like me due to past interactions. And that's fine. So what I'm about to say won't matter. My heart is completely shattered. I'm literally going through a mourning process like someone died. Because that night the relationship N and I did die. He has always been my person.
We've
He
had
isn't
a
now,
gold
and I've
mine
never
underneath
felt
here.
more alone. I honestly don't know if I'm going to be okay. Both of your responses just confirm everything I said and everything I felt. You have your side, I have mine. But ultimately,
Whoa.
everyone is feeling the loss of me and N. This changes everything in the family. I'm going to continue to root for both of you. Always. But I am going to do
Oh,
it from my side
yeah.
of the world.
Come here.
In an emergency, either of you can call me and I'll be there. But outside of that, I am good with both of you. You don't like me, I'm out of your life now. You
There's
don't get
nothing
to
else
defer
there.
to Neva when it comes to me, but want to orchestrate our conversation after he did what he
6
did.
bones.
You are not a safe place for me. Just like I'm
Not
sure you feel like I'm not
18.
either. You win. Go be with N.
Bone
Go have a
meal.
happy life. Update 2. If you're reading this, you're here because you're super invested in my family's tea. LOL. But really, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay, or maybe I won't. Either way, I am going to keep moving forward, and if you want to come along with me, you can follow me on TikTok. I'm not
It's
trying to be an
Thundering
influencer.
outside.
I'm just going to use it as a diary / coping safe space. My name on there is Tukari, 29. New
Ow.
update. I wish I could be writing that my brother had begged for my forgiveness. Those things somehow managed to get back to me. But they haven't. Nothing with my situation has changed. The only thing they truly changed was my perception of someone I love. I know a lot of people can't understand because you're not close with a sibling. But this has been like a true death for me.
Okay,
And
why is
sometimes
the
my grief
wind
is so big
kind
I
of
don't know what to do
creepy?
with it. He hasn't reached out. He hasn't explained. He hasn't even cared if I'm being fully honest. And what a mindfuck that has been. To go from someone being as important to you as your husband and children, to them showing you over and over how little you do, and never did mean to them. He has doubled down on the I didn't do anything wrong and you're overreacting. Which is honestly just the biggest slap in the face. If someone can't admit they did something wrong, then they will never actually be sorry, and the chances of behavior repeating
Yep.
itself are sky high. A lot of you pointed out our relationship might have only been this important to me, and I think you all were right. For a long time I cried every day. I cried during the times we would normally talk on the phone, or when a song reminded me of him. And sometimes I've cried for no reason at all other than just feeling like there is a hole in me now. But I find myself crying less and less.
Double
And
creepers.
sometimes when I think of him, my first thought that follows will be, wow, it's been days since he has even crossed my mind. And I guess that's progress, right? I'm not crying every day anymore. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't still shedding tears. Tears he doesn't deserve, but they come anyway. Because that's the thing about unconditional love. It still exists even when the other person...
Oh, the creeper did blow up.
It doesn't go away. But sometimes the other person can just no longer have access to the unconditional love. We have spoken.
Oh, thanks for the carrot. Ow, what the fuck? There you are.
It was pretty much all business. Everyone around us kept saying, I'm so glad you did it. But we weren't talking. We were just dealing with business. And I guess that's all the talking we will ever do again. At one point my husband chimed into our phone conversation and told him how much he misses him too, and he cried. I guess I forgot I wasn't the only one losing someone, but either way that doesn't change anything. My kids have not even noticed.
Hi,
He did
sneaky
try to send
bastard.
Christmas gifts to them through my mom, but only because I said
Alright.
something about him not acknowledging my son on his birthday.
Bedtime.
So is that all he'll ever be? Impersonal generic gifts that my kids get once a year? I told my mom to send them back and that they don't need a gift uncle. Honestly, they have enough of those on my husband's side. With that, I also came to the realization that if you don't have a good, respectful relationship with me, you absolutely do not get access to my children. And to be fully honest, he never really took that much interest in my kids anyway. I know he cares and loves them, but as far as a personal one-on-one relationship with them, let's just say the extent of how much he got to know them was always me telling him about them. So there really wasn't a deep pre-established relationship with any of my kids and him. And with him not being on good terms with me, or my husband, I'm not going to allow him access
got a
to my
bow?
children.
Oh, I did.
And I would honestly feel
has
the same
4
way and
durability,
react to
though.
you in this way. If someone shows you over and over again that they do
That
not
video
love
is
and
an easy
respect you,
farm.
why would you allow them access to your
Alright.
kids? Especially if all they are is a gift once a year. I'm not healed, but I'm on my way.
Oh.
It's not better, but it's getting better. I feel I am suffering the consequences of someone else's actions. I was spiraling, but I am finding my new normal. I'll update again at the 1-year mark.
Ooh. I forgot my phone was plugged in.
I was discriminated against all my life because of my golden child sister. Finally, I got my sweet revenge on my wedding day. I faced discrimination my entire life because of my golden child sister, and she even tried to walk down the aisle at my wedding. Finally, I got my revenge. My parents always favored my sister, and it was far from subtle. If she accused me of something, they'd believe her
I
and
only
punish me.
fans
But if I
chat. What
accused
the
her,
fuck do
even
you
with
mean by
undeniable
that?
proof, they'd give her a lighter punishment and find a way to scold me too. My birthday cake always had to be her favorite flavor, and my parents pretend they didn't know I hated it. They always bought her more than me and took us where she wanted, even if it was supposed to be about me.
I am going to end for now because I have homework that I still need to do. But I will be streaming for longer tomorrow, hopefully. OnlyFans chat was a joke. I know. I'm gonna send you back over to... That's not how you spell it. To Baldy. The instant ending stream is crazy. No. It's not because of that. Not because of that. I promise. I plan to end at 2 hours. So yeah. Don't. I told you I was gonna play for 30 more minutes. That was 30 minutes. Alright. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all very, very much. Don't forget to join the Discord. And I will see y'all tomorrow. No, I'm going right now. You are. Alright. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.